like what?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. King, you know what to do.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Link Up Podcast with your host, Mistuh King, Kana Woods, Rashid, and Kalissa. Woods is a strange guy. For those that might not know, new listeners, old listeners, Woods is a very strange guy. But anyway, continuing with the introduction. We normally have weekly themes here on the Link Up Podcast, and this week is no different. Last week it was a theme, and that theme was game night. This week we have a theme that was decided by our very own Rashid, and I'll pass the mic on to him to continue to give a little more clarity and provide a little more elucidation on what exactly he has in store for us this episode. Yes, I'm pulling out the big words. Not only T.I. could do it.
What does that mean?
That's what it means.
Clarification, explanation, elaboration.
Everything.
Synonyms and whatnot. Vocabulary words. We teach y'all here on the Link Up Podcast.
But anyways, so today's theme, chosen by yours truly, is jealousy. Jealousy. This basically came from a conversation I had with my girlfriend. Just randomly, we were I was just joking around with her, and I was like, "Yo, what you would do if I was a jealous person, right?" Because I'm typically not a jealous person, and she replied saying, "I wish I'd be able to experience that, because I've never, in however long we've been together, I've never portrayed that type of behavior, right?" So just coming from that little conversation, I just start to think on like, okay, I don't ever feel a reason to be that way in my relationship, right? But why do other people feel this way to be jealous, right? And my reason for not being that way is that, like, I can't control what people do, when I'm not around. But all I can really do is put trust in my partner to like handle herself in certain situations, right? So that trust is there for me not to be jealous in situations where I'm not around. So in my head is like, is that not the case for other people? And that's pretty much what sparked this this theme for today, jealousy. How do y'all feel about it? What are y'all feelings towards it? Is it ever justified? Have y'all experienced it?
I got a question first.
Go ahead.
You ever get harmed?
No.
Okay, I kind of feel like that's kind of has a lot to do with it.
I mean, I did say trust, but continue.
No.
Before you get to that, though, I wanted to ask, like, let's just clarify from jump, like, what is jealousy? What behaviors, like, what specifically we talking about here?
What jealousy?
Like, you say you had some definitions and stuff, so, like, let's go off of one of those to see, like...
So a few of them I found then. One here says the mistaken idea that someone belongs to us. That's one definition. Another is jealousy is an emotional response to the fear of losing something. That's another definition that we can work with.
Just these is like dictionary definitions are people's definitions of what they feel this jealousy.
I found them in articles. These two definitions.
Okay. True. So the fear of losing somebody.
So one is the emotional response to the fear of losing something, and then another definition is the mistaken idea that someone belongs to us, and that's obviously in terms of relationships.
I would say probably the fear of losing somebody is what I would define it as, only because I think that is what does trigger a response in people. Like when they see the significant other getting too close to somebody, I think is a fear of losing somebody. But I think a lot of that stems from insecurity or trust issues.
But you see, that's why I had asked
But I understand why you asked the question, because people who get harmed before, especially if you get harmed several times, you're more likely to be jealous, especially if you see something in your partner that you saw in your previous partner. Even if you're looking at this person completely different, or you have a completely different relationship, if you see certain red flags, you're going to at some point start to feel either insecure or jealous.
For the people that do not know what horn means, for those that don't understand what that means,
for those who may be unaware of Caribbean colloquialisms,
infidelity, an entanglement.
He had to find a way.
That was nice.
I commend you.
That was solid.
Smooth.
That was nice.
So, if to me, one of the things that come with jealousy is trust. Granted, you don't have to have have a bad relationship in order to be jealous, because it don't have to necessarily just be with a person. To me, if we put it in a more general term, we could have a broader conversation on it other than just relationships. Because how Rashid has been there with somebody else is good, but I think it's just in general, once you have something that you could possibly lose. So it could, whether it's somebody, it could be something. Once it's something you have, or somebody once it's yours, or you feel it's yours, and you could potentially lose it.
Because to piggyback off of what you're saying, while you were saying that, I thought of another example outside of the relationship, which would be like the jealousy you might feel, like the competitiveness that could arise on like a workplace for a job or something. If somebody gets promotion you wanted, but is that jealousy or envy though? Because I know that the two is very similar, but like. I don't know. I don't know if anybody want to pull up the dictionary distinctions of them both, but there's a slight difference between jealousy and envy. Kana, go ahead.
Envy is the process of you wanting something that somebody already has.
So is that different than jealousy though?
Yeah.
The jealousy is fearing you losing something what you have already. Envy is wanting something that you don't have.
So that would be...
That's what he's saying.
Consider how you define jealousy to be territorial. We can't put up actual definitions, guys.
Yeah, I'll do that. Continue. I'll look it up. I'll look it up right now.
I have one here from Webster. I was actually pop up. Cool.
For envy or jealousy?
For jealousy, a jealous disposition, attitude, or feeling. Not from Webster. That did not really help at all.
So you gotta look up what jealousy is to find out. That's a useless ass definition. I can't even like.
Okay. Look. Check this. According to Dr. Richard H. Smith, PhD, envy occurs when we lack the desired attribute enjoyed by another person. Jealousy occurs when somebody already possesses, in caption, usually a special relationship, is threatened by a third person.
Okay.
So I think this is kind of clear.
What Kana just said.
Jealousy is something you have versus envy is something you want.
Yeah, and Woods, why it sounds like it's something I just said, because I got it from there.
I'll take back. This is not game night. This is not game night, but I'm taking away the point that I just gave you.
I mean, honest, I can't sound like I actually know what the fuck I'm talking about. I did just look this up. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of a clear distinction between the two, if you would agree or not.
Yeah.
So,
and to answer your question, Rashid, I'm kind of like you in a sense. Like, I'm not a jealous person and I'm not envious. But coming from an island where I know that that's usually the case,
I'm sorry.
People tend to be jealous. They can people.
I feel like I missed something.
Failed sneaking. That's what you missed. Oh, you clearly in frame and trying to duck to get out the frame.
I really tried to like avoid it and leave.
I know.
I fixed
I words.
But yeah, like coming from an island where like that's people, at least on Aruba that I know, tend to just naturally be jealous or envious.
You see, but I think people just mix it up. I think a lot of people.
It's both. Like it's either one or the other. Like people, like if you work in a certain field, for example, and you know someone talented is coming into that field, you're going to make his life difficult because you thinking that this person will probably take your spot eventually. So there's a lot of that going on. There's jealousy, and then you have the envious part where, like, for example, let's say we throwing parties, like let me see, me and you both throw parties, and you know I throwing party at that day, and you specifically are going to throw the party on the same day because you just want to take away people from my party.
That's some mean girl shit right there.
Yeah, but that's a legit thing that happens.
That's a promoter game. I figured out the hard way.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if that's the difference between envy and jealousy, is jealousy ever really justified?
To me, the main thing that you see when you look at even some of the definitions that we pull up, like a core thing you see is lack. And to me, that is why you might see that very prominently, because it's something we talk about all the time, like on a broader scale when it comes to like the black community, and you talk about the crab in a bucket mentality and stuff like that. You don't want to see nobody win, or you want to see nobody do better than you type of thing. Like, that is a lot of kind of what you're talking about. People would like to take away shine or don't really want to see you do better. And to me, like, in the definition say it comes from lack. And if you in a place with a lot of poverty or not the best circumstances, let's say, I feel you would be a lot more likely to say those things. And oftentimes when you're looking at certain attempts to like bring somebody down, you often don't see that from people that are doing well in life, like that people that are successful. There is some of it. I'm not saying like it's a generalization we're speaking in. Of course, there's exceptions.
Yeah, I was going to say, but even with that, I'm pretty sure all of us could come with an example with somebody who might be like more financially stable than us was envious or jealous of us for some like specific reason.
It doesn't always come down to finances. It's not purely that, but I mean, it could be I'm envious of you because you had a 2-parent household. Even I might have been better off. You got mother and dad or something like that. And I thinking about times I never played catch or something, like whatever the stereotype cliche thing is, like.
100%.
But going back to like jealousy within a relationship, who is jealous? Who is the jealous person?
I have been.
I try not to lie.
I have been and am at times. Like now I feel like I've kind of outgrown jealousy to some degree. Like, but I'm still territorial in a certain way. Like,
all right.
I don't know if it's a subtle difference, but it's not like. I still like to know that kind of what is mine type of thing, but it's not there's no trust there, I guess. Like, so I'm not worried that I'm going to lose it, but I still like to claim what is mine and like, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah, I get that.
I used to be jealous though. And like, it certainly does come out of insecurity. That's another thing where I feel like you might see it more commonly on a place like St. Martin, that we have these conversations, but people don't want to see you doing better. It's like, it's also a lot of haunting and side chick culture. Like, so there might be a lot of insecurity because these are people that probably have been cheated on before or playing in these types of games and things. So they're very suspicious because or sometimes they may be projecting because they themselves playing these games type of thing. And so they extra suspicious of be like, well, I know I might be texting on the side or whatever, so if I see you hiding your phone or anything that might just be, oh, you try to have a little space, or maybe it might not even be what they were seeing, but because they done so suspicious because that's how their brain operates, like they're projecting onto you.
They start to project it onto you.
Yeah.
So heavily based on like past experience, you can like I guess that would kind of stimulate that jealousy in someone.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But not only that, I feel like if you have a certain level of suspicion, look, I've been jealous before in the past, but whenever I was jealous, it was because I felt like the person was being unfaithful. That's really the only time where shit just starts to bother me, where I already feel like doing something and then I just get like hyper vigilant. Then every little thing that you're doing making me a little uncomfortable because I already got this idea in my head that you're cheating. Or that I already know that you did before in the past.
Is that jealousy though? Okay, no, not is that jealousy, but obviously, like everybody in a situation would feel that type of jealousy. But my question is now thinking about it and hearing you talk about it. Is that the right emotion? Granted, nobody could tell you what emotions you're going to feel or not feel. But is it warranted? Because the jealousy, if you say jealous, what are we jealous about? We jealous of the fact that person giving the other person.
That's where my confusion comes into this. Yes.
Because then
I base it off of how you define it just now. So you define it as the fear of losing someone, right?
Of losing something.
So if I was in a position where I felt like this person was cheated, and then is when I became jealous. You understand? When I especially when I had a strong feeling, but I didn't have any proof, but it's just like things to me wasn't adding up. And then anytime like that person would go out and was like with friends or whatever, then is when it was like, I don't know. And you know when somebody telling you something that not making sense, like make it make sense.
But that was the thing.
So basically, jealousy comes out when there's suspicion. Well, once you're already suspicious to some degree, the jealousy will come out.
Honestly, okay, sorry. For me, honestly, if I trust the person, I'm not going to be jealous. And I have been in a situation where, like, the person showed me that they was trustworthy, but like had previously shown me that it was kind of wishy-washy. But then when it was acting wishy-washy, I was completely insecure in the situation. But then when they started showing me, like they're for real, then there was no more jealousy. Then it was just like,
they essentially give you a reason to trust them.
Yeah. So that's why I say it comes down to like trust and insecurity. Well, at least for me.
Yeah. Because it also depends on what level certain people are like. Cause some I know some guys that are just jealous to the point that they don't want their girlfriends to even talk to someone else. Like they don't want their girlfriends to go out without them being around. Like because I think there's also like this. I think that also has to do with insecurities, and also projection. Maybe they doing the same thing and they just assume that their girlfriend does the same thing too.
That's exactly. So, I think that most of it is exactly what King was saying, because they are already doing their shit when they're alone. They don't want the girlfriends to be alone because they're thinking, okay, if I could do it, shit, she could probably do it too.
Yeah. Because I am really not a jealous person at all. To the point that it's weird. I'm not possessive. I'm not jealous. I'm not the type of guy at all. Like, and I've even had problems because I'm not jealous. I'm so lax that I get problems. I'm opposite.
I feel on that one.
But does that level of comfort also come from having clear boundaries and levels of a certain degree of communication between you and your significant other to know okay, well, I know that if she's out, she's not gonna be doing XYZ because we've already spoke and we kind of agreed that this is fine, this is not fine.
I think
those type of stuff.
I think it's a combination of that, and also I've never been horned before that I know of. So I can only talk about myself. So I just feel comfortable with it because I've never been in a situation where something like that happened, and I've always been open with my significant other to say if they feel like they don't feel happy in a relationship, just let's just end it there. If she feels like cheating, then just break up with me. You know?
As somebody who's been on both sides of it, I would say you have to be more in with yourself. You have to be more comfortable with yourself. Because if you just put your comfort and all your trust in the other person, if that's solely what it is, eventually they're going to hurt you. My belief, my thing is, everybody going to hurt you. You just have to depend. You just have to see who's worth the pain. Might not be something necessarily with cheating, but there's going to be something involved because nobody's perfect. No relationship is perfect. It's going to happen. Not necessarily haunting and stuff like that. But you have to be. I feel you have to be comfortable with yourself. That regardless wherever your partner does, you have to be like, all right, cool. If he or she cheats, I gonna feel away. I gonna go through it for a while, but after that, I gonna be good. So then it don't matter. It's not going to take. And I feel at least it's not going to affect you as much, whatever it does or doesn't happen.
Yeah. Similarly to that, or to add to that, I feel like with me, part of why I kind of growed out of the jealousy thing is just a realization that control is an illusion. Like the trying to think you can control people or what they do, or like at some point you realize, like there ain't nothing you can do to control how somebody gonna feel, think, do, nothing 100%. Like that. You can influence it to a certain degree, but that is a very limited degree. At the end of the day, decisions still fall on that person. If you feel a way about your girlfriend talking to a particular dude and you say something about it and it's like, you can or can't, and it's like they still might or might not, and it's like, what's the point of being upset about it? Is like, I get if you're in a relationship and you're uncomfortable about a certain relationship with your significant other might have it. I do believe you should express those concerns or feelings if you feel like, let's say your woman have a friend that she was hanging out with and he clearly hitting on her all the time, and you feel a little bit uncomfortable about that, or vice versa if it's a girl type of thing, you know, like you have all right to express that. Whether that person listens and does something about it, ends the friendship or changes the relationship, like it is up to them. But I don't know.
No, I feel 100% on that. And that's why I say like you have to know yourself. You have to know what you're going to take, what you're not going to take, what you willing to go through, what you're not willing to go through. Like again, like the topic of the thing is we can't control the other person. Like we really, all you can do is control your own actions and how you react to things.
One perspective that I've seen people have towards jealousy is that jealousy is a way to show that this person care about you. Like if you're not jealous, you don't care about the person in a way, or like if you're not jealous to a certain extent, you're being careless with your relationship, which is an interesting perspective.
I mean,
can I ask who that perspective came from, whether that was a male or female?
I have no idea if it was I read it online somewhere. I was just
that's so unhealthy to me, and honestly I know why King said, because he feel like it come from a female.
I feel so as well for men. Only and mostly women have them kind of things.
Yeah. Personally, I don't feel that way, but to a certain extent, I have kind of experienced that, like that I was the same way as Woods in like a previous entanglement.
This damn word.
So, well, like it was just like I was in a space where I was checking, like, you know, you do you, like it was kind of like I had all the trust in this person, so I never felt jealousy.
Yeah.
And then that person took advantage of it and then started cheating on me. And that's what I was saying, like, and then is when like insecurities happen, and then I start like, you know, getting jealous and stuff like that. So I kind of see what the person was saying, but I don't really agree with it. Like now, like I I'm not in that space anymore. Like even if you gonna do whatever you gonna do it, no matter what I have to say about it or how I feel. So me stressing over it is just giving me headache for no reason.
Right.
Because you're gonna still do what you're gonna do at the end of the day. And yeah, I just
To me, I do slightly agree with it. I do slightly agree with it. And I agree with it from the perspective of, like, there is, to me, depends on how far you take your jealousy. Like, that's the main thing. Is like, do you want me to, like, fight some dude that I see you talking to at the bar to show how much I care for you? If you want that, then we have a problem. That is going a little too far. Like, to me, is if I understand the correlation between if you care about something significantly, you will fear losing it to some degree. Like, to me, so I completely get that, there should be some amount of, like, if you just completely don't care, because that's the thing, you might not have been in a situation where it's like to that extreme where it looks like you don't care, because I don't know if you was ever in a situation where you watching somebody who, like, obviously blatantly hitting on your woman type of thing, or maybe making her feel like a certain way. I don't know.
No, like, I've never experienced that myself.
Because maybe in that type of a situation, she might, like, want you to show some jealousy or something, or but it doesn't mean come over and fight the dude or something. Like,
yeah, but I feel like that's disrespectful, though.
Yes,
like, in my opinion, that go on knowing you in whatever situation with somebody. Yeah. To let somebody hit on you blatantly in front of that person, I feel like that's disrespectful.
Yeah, there's a difference between jealousy and being like disrespectful to somebody. Because if someone is jealous, then it doesn't matter what the conversation is. If the person is seeing someone talking with someone else, doesn't matter what the conversation is, the person will feel some type of way about it. That's my interpretation about it. But if I see my girlfriend talking with a guy, I'm not automatically going to approach my girlfriend to defend her or something. It's only when I see that it's passing the conversational boundaries of just talking normally. You understand? Because it could even be that someone is trying to hit on my girlfriend. I'm still not going to go immediately and be like, yo, that's my girlfriend. I'm going to see how my girlfriend responds to it.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
A dude is talking to you, like, let's say y'all out in the club type of thing, you gone to the bar to get some drinks, so you, at that moment, your girlfriend may be alone on the dance floor for a bit while you at the bar come back. Some dude talking to her, got her arm, like, around her type of thing and talking. Do you feel anything uncomfortable, weird, jealous, in, like...
Knowing how my girlfriend is, I would know that she would not like that, so then I would go and help her out of that entanglement. Because I know what my girlfriend's boundaries are. So if someone is just that she does not know, goes to talk with her and then puts his arm around her, I know, okay, that's a no-go zone, I have to go and save. That's help. Like, outside she's fine, inside she's error, help me please. So I know that. But if I knew my girlfriend was someone that's, like, super outgoing and doesn't mind, like, having those type of conversations, and even if it's like just like a party thing and it's just like, I'm not going to whoosh in and save her because I know she's okay. It depends on how you have to know how your girlfriend is and what the boundaries are for her as well.
I agree with what you're saying, and it makes sense. I guess the question I'm kind of more asking is, like, what are some boundaries? What would be something that would cause you to feel jealous? Like, what line could be crossed, or what type of interaction could happen? Because I feel if she cheats, I assume you're going straight from that's not feeling her, that's just disrespect, that's a whole nother thing. So what would cause jealousy?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's for each person as well. That's a like per person basis. Because what I might find jealous, what might be jealous, words might be like, that's a small little thing. And we could take a big example from that, just culturally. Look at where we come from. What we consider as dancing now, everybody take it as sex on the dance floor.
I mean, true.
So it's like, it really, you got to know who you're with.
So I guess, is it also that there's no point where jealousy comes in, that it's just that if there's ever something that I would be jealous about, we come into a break? Is that kind of what it is, Woods?
Can you repeat
like
that?
If it even gets in... is it just that jealousy is never a factor, and if it's just coming into something where there's a situation that could possibly result in you being jealous, it would just be like a break? Like, that's a kind of deal breaker? Like, because I'm trying to see is if there's nothing that can happen, no scenario really that can happen that can cause jealousy. It's just that if there was something to that degree that might cause jealousy in you, is it just also one of those things that would result in a breakup type of thing? Like, because I'm saying, like,
I don't. Yeah, that's the thing. Because I don't get jealous that fast. So if it's for me, if I feeling that something way off happened, that it would have to be something where we talked about it and we had a social contract in our relationship and you broke it. Because you understand? Because that's the only way I would get jealous or angry. Because I don't get jealous for my girlfriend just talking with other guys, or like I am not a controlling type of guy. So for me, it would have to be something. Because I'm not even someone that gets angry fast. Like, something really bad has to happen for me to get angry to begin with. So, yeah.
I feel you.
But I don't know. I feel it still got like, like for me personally, I think I would be in the middle. If I have to look, like, hearing how you talk about this, like some of the stories and whatnot, and looking back on it, I realize I like to say I'm not jealous, but I don't think that's necessarily true. How I like to play it off is that, like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like I would see shit happening in front of me, and in my mind, my face is like, yeah, I don't give a shit. But like, what I actually look like, yo, fuck the world.
Okay, let's. This is a test. We're gonna do the jealousy test. I know this is a game night, but
the jealousy test.
The jealousy.
What is this?
Hold on, yo, my phone died, but I still here. I good?
Okay.
I good.
Yeah, we hearing you. We hearing you.
So, you know your girlfriend's ex or your boyfriend's ex. You're in a party. You walk in, and you see your girlfriend talking with her ex. Shoot, Sean first. You getting jealous? Yes or no?
First glance?
Yes. You just look. You walking in the party. You see your girlfriend talking with her ex.
First glance? No. Like, do I have to give explanation? I don't know. Is it somebody else?
No. I mean, that's just it.
Me.
At first glance, no. But I would. I'm not gonna lie. Knowing myself, I would keep an eye on it. If like I in the room, if I enter the room and like she didn't notice and she keep on talking, I am the type of asshole that would like go find. I'd go find a corner where I can see her.
So when he could peep on, it was when he could peep the
How long the interaction going to last and what's going to happen, because this is me finally getting to see how she going to react when I'm not there.
I feel you.
So if I see some shit that I'm not necessarily cool with, I might raise my eyebrow. But I ain't going to necessarily just go and be like, yo, what's going on, this and this and that, and make a whole scene. I'm not a scene person.
I will say my answer to that question depends on the ex.
That's a good one though.
Because it depends on people's situations, but like it depends on how did you and this ex end? Well, like, was it on your part? Was it on her part? To me, those things play a role in like depending on how I might feel about the situation. Because if it was one where your girl ended with this dude, then I'm a lot more comfortable with it. But if it was like he broke up with her type of thing, then I'm a little bit more like, you might still have residual feelings somewhere or something like that. So I might be a little bit more, but that don't mean I'm necessarily going to go walk over there and intervene or something like that. But what's going on in my mind is I'm definitely like, I might feel a way if I know this is the one that got away or something like that.
Right.
For in the female's case. Or like, I don't know, it never ended, but it only ended because maybe they went away to college or something and it wasn't their choice type of a
That's a good thing. Context is
Like,
important with us concerned.
yeah, that's the thing for me. If it's one of those situations, then I might be a little bit uneasy about it. But then I still agree with what you're saying, because it is true. This is the one time you get to see. If she don't see you, see her. I'm gonna play what you say.
You know,
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
why? You know why I feel like kind of nodding like this? I feel like he done this shit before now. Like,
I'm gonna be completely honest. I've had it done both. I've done it, and somebody have done it to me. So
now we learn from.
and
Are you doing first?
you get catch.
yeah, so it was like, wow. Not I get catch, but that make me that encounter make me realize what I deem as friendly is not necessarily. I can understand why it be misinterpreted in another fashion, as in flirtatious and stuff like that. While in my head, I used to always be like, yo, what the fuck? I just chilling or cracking jokes. I just talk a lot of shit. Oh, you know this. Anybody who watching the podcast know this. I just talk a lot of shit. So like something could happen and I randomly say a joke or something like that and we end up laughing. My bad lucky, well, I feel like I bad lucky. Whenever I just make those jokes is when somebody to see or come to the room. So like if like, oh Sean, happy giggle, like they look like they all kind of thing.
You're giddy.
Nothing. I don't have that in my mind. What's going on for the trip? I can't say. But in my mind, nothing like that going on. You check. So that's why I used to get a lot of problems because of that until I really see it for myself, how it could be from the other side, and then knowing how I just be, I'd be like, all right, like I kind of see where you're coming from.
But yeah, as somebody who been out with you and Woods and the fellows, I could definitely see if somebody walking not knowing like who you dealing with or whatnot, that it could look.
I don't understand it
real quick.
No, I don't. Let me rephrase that. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand it.
Because what I would ask then is, does friendliness equate to flirting?
Depends.
So here's.
I don't think
Doesn't flirting require intent?
It got some people who friendliness is kind of like extremely flirtatious, and that's why a lot of people just gravitate towards them too. I have like a couple friends who just do that, both male and female, and literally they just always get in problems like that with a significant other. Like they just don't like when they just go out and thing, because they always look like they're flirting with people, because that's just how they're like very friendly, they're very touchy feely, they're always cracking jokes, always got people laughing. So
I ain't gonna lie, that's one thing I had to stop. The
Like
touchy, the friendliness. That especially when I have alcohol in me, I friends with everybody.
Okay, how many? Okay, sorry. I thought you were.
So while you were saying the touchy feelingness of it, that's one thing I had to learn to stop, because that entices the thought of, yeah, maybe he trying something, or maybe they have something, when it's just happening.
Okay, like in Aruba, especially if you have friends from the Latin side, specifically Venezuela, to be very specific, or Colombia, like they talk. And they move their hands and they touch. That's how they express. Culture plays a big role as well in terms of how they communicate with one another. It's not just how females communicate with men. It's also how men communicate with other men. They touch. They're very handsy, and it's something that in Aruba we do as well a lot. Like, I don't want to be like it's not the case. It's the case. And it also depends on what you're doing as well. What where are you working? Are you a bartender? Are you a hostess? Are you a DJ? Like you like when you're depends on what you're doing. You have to be kind of flirty, but not flirty as in you're trying to get something. But you're not just going and having a conversation. Sorry.
You gotta be extra friendly.
Yeah.
Like if somebody can walk up to you, you just can't have this fucking face. Especially like if he's a DJ or a bartender, you're looking for. If he's a bartender, you're looking for tips. You gotta be friendly either way. If he's a DJ, you're looking for that connections. If he's a promoter, you're looking for that connection.
Yeah.
You know, anything with networking is concerned, you're looking for those connections.
Yeah, that. So it really for me when it comes to when we're talking about flirting, it comes down to, are you flirting with ulterior motives? Are you flirting with the intention of going to the person's house or going to sleep with them or something like that?
Question. If it's only just in, like, let's say it's in a networking type of setting, whatever, like you and your girl, I just put it on you specifically for this situation, but like if you know it's all on the up and up, it's only like just talking, it's part of my job, like let's say your girl's a hostess or something like that, or a bartender, let's say, you're trying to get tips, you know it's all that. Is there anything that you feel is like, okay, it might not cause jealousy, but still you feel like that may be out of bounds type of thing?
Her reaction to shit.
Yeah. It all comes down. Like, sorry, you want to go first, Sean?
Yeah, and that's for me is the thing is, especially if you have a really attractive significant other, you cannot control who does what or who says.
Your responses and entertaining or reactions. That's what I'm checking.
This is how she reacts or how he reacts to it. So if somebody making a move, if a partner making a move or advance to him, I ain't gonna watch him fuck up. Yeah, that's just like nature. I can't help it. But my focus is going to be on how she reacts to it. Then I'm gonna be like, all right, what's going on from there? And I first as well.
And that's what my question is, like, is there any reaction she could do? Like, once you know, okay, this is all just part of my job, like I am in a business where it's flirting or some amount of like selling the dream is required or whatever. Like, is there any like let's say she's leaning over or something and showing cleavage to get some extra tips or something like that?
No, okay, that's a different type of something right there.
This is what I'm asking. Like, if she's in a business of bartenders, or like if she's in
let's think back. A bartender keep coming up. Let's say she's a bartender. If her getting more tips, obviously we know if she wears something tight when she shows cleavage, or she wears something small with like or tight fitting, or more thing than that, it's fucked up to say, but that's where we live in right now. She's going to get more tips the more she shows. That's logic of it. Me, with this situation is concerned, I kind of split. Because logically, I would like to think that, all right, I know what profession she in. I know this is going to get her more money. And I know it's just for sure, like you say, for selling the dream. I know that's all part of the job. But then ego me gonna be like, but she can't be showing all that kind of things to other people and all that kind of fuck. So it's like, it's legit a fight. It's like a balance for me. I know it's going to be beneficial for her, but.
So do you not get jealous, or just not get with somebody that is in that world that does like that type of thing?
It's true as well. Again, it goes back to you have to know yourself. If you know you don't like them kind of things, it don't even make sense to pursue somebody in entertainment or in the nightlife. It makes no sense.
Okay.
Sports either, I find. But
what's your response?
I mean, here's the point. Like, if you're a jealous person, for example, if you're a jealous person, you just can't see your girlfriend talking to someone else. Just have a conversation. Don't take a bartender because
look
at the job.
Even with the job. If we take Woods as an example, if I'm not mistaken, Yael used to bartend, right?
Yeah.
See, it makes sense for them. He a DJ, she a bartender. Both of them going to how to say it? Both of them going to be positively not influenced. Somebody help me out here.
Impacted?
Yeah, both of them going to be positively impacted by doing a little bit of flirting. Maybe Yael more than Woods.
I got some goods.
Don't sleep on Woods.
Don't forget who pays the getting licked.
Huh?
And those little faces be getting licked.
Touche. But I mean, on a more sexual basis, Yael could be more subtle and not look creepy. Woods can't do that.
No, but I don't try to.
No, but I mean,
So you just embrace the creepy.
Oh,
there's one aspect. When it comes to networking, Yael, because she's a bad bartender, she would have more quicker exchanges because she got work. Her work is flirting and ordering people at the same time. Where Woods is concerned now, once he finished, before and after he DJ, is networking, is talking to people, is thing like that. So if they're not comfortable with each other on that end, it makes no sense to be with each other, in my eyes at least. It makes no sense to even pursue it, because why? Why put yourself and the other person through that headache?
yeah. But it's also like, because you're going to get into situations where alcohol and all of that stuff is involved, that someone is going to go inside your comfort zone a little bit too much. For a guy, that's easier to
Handle.
deflect and handle than a girl, just because of the fact that guys are.
You know what you're saying.
I
We
don't
know
wanna,
what you're saying.
yeah. It's gonna, anyway I say it, it's gonna sound a little weird. But yeah, it's easier for a guy in a club to deflect certain advances from girls and guys. And I've had myself in situations where I was at a party, and like I got introduced to a bunch of promoters, and there was this one cougar-ish looking lady, and she was like, "Yeah, I like how you're dressed," and she promotes, she does promotions in parties and stuff. But I know, like, I can still have a conversation with her and be like, keep my distance and keep it somewhat like professional, even though she's a little bit more
Trying to make it inappropriate.
yeah. But I know on the flip side that, like, if it was like a bigger guy going to like a girl, she would feel a little bit more
Pressured.
yeah.
Okay, Woods bring up something interesting there just now. I feel like I should ask, because this is something I have made mistakes with as well. As a man, I realize men in general, we just like to feel like we have a situation under control where another woman flirting is concerned. But then, like, long story short, it ends up to be something completely different. It ends up like somebody seeing something they wasn't supposed to see, or it ends up looking wrong, or whatever the case is. Whereas women seem to be better off at shutting that shit down one time. So my question is, for the fellas, is there a line, or do you feel there should be a moment where you're like, all right, yo, stop it? Should we say something right away and let the other person know? Or do we try to deflect as much as possible, not to try to make the situation awkward, and we try to get what we want?
You should say that you have a girlfriend from the up and up. You should,
Yeah, but we
set the boundaries, huh?
Yo, having a girlfriend and having a boyfriend for both sexes, for both things, that people don't give a shit no more. People mad disrespectful.
No.
So,
People are mad disrespectful, but you should still state. You should still state.
No, I mean, like, that's already. No, you have that, but they still push it.
I somewhat disagree with you, because yes, people disrespectful. They don't care if you say you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, especially on social media. But when it's like an in-person type of interaction, depends on like how you tell a person. If the person really checking like you fucking with itself, is how you come across is what's ultimately going to decide how that interaction going to play.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I could tell you right now, yeah, like dudes in the club, especially dudes, like most of the time they don't give a fuck if you tell them, yo, I got a man or whatnot. But like, I cannot stand being approached in a club. And then on top of that too, like if I have somebody or whatever, like, you could come talk to me if you want, but I telling you right now, the first thing gonna come out of my mouth, if you trying to approach me in a romantic way, I gonna be like, I got somebody, no thanks, I good. And then if the person proceed, I just not gonna fuck with it. And a lot of times, like the worst thing you could do to a guy that is standing in front of you and trying to talk to you is just not fuck with it. Like, if you don't entertain it at all, it's going to go away. They're just gonna be like, bye, fuck this. They're gonna call you whatever they want to call you. But that's what I say is how you conduct yourself is ultimately how that situation going to play out. Because if you're really not trying to fuck with it, believe me, nobody's going to. You cannot end up in that situation if you really not trying to fuck with it. I promise you.
And I think for a guy, it's even easier. I've never had a situation, especially in a club, where like even if someone approached me, say, "Ah, you're cute," blah 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 blah, and then I ask, "Yeah, are you single?" I'm like, "No, I got a girlfriend." The conversation continues, but I find for a guy, it's way easier once you say that. Like
100%.
A lot of the girls don't even disrespect you like that. It's like, oh, okay. Then you show that. Like,
be like, cool.
I even show pictures of my girlfriend. It's like, oh, this is my girlfriend. It's like, oh, she cute.
And then they just respect the fact that you tell them.
Yeah,
you're right. I would say, are you right? But I have experienced the other side at the same time. When I say experience.
But you gotta keep in mind. You got a sauce.
I don't know what you're talking about. I really don't know what you're talking about.
Team J.
I've seen it even with Woods. If we look at Molly.
Yeah.
I have seen situations where this guy legit would tell like what a lot of fellas would consider a beautiful chick, no. Like swerve the chick and she's still persistent on it. And if she was on him. But yet if his woman had come in and seen her being like that, even though he was saying no, that could have still seemed weird.
Yeah, but the difference is he said no. He did not say I have a girlfriend. So
no, but he did say he got a woman too, Dad.
Yeah, but not. There were times like before he had a girlfriend, he was just saying no because he didn't like the girl.
Yeah, but the guy didn't have to lie. There's no.
No, but I mean, I think like, because I think you're confusing days now. Because the time that you're speaking of was when he was still single and he said no, but he wasn't in a relationship.
Possibly.
Yeah, because when he was in a relationship, he just says, "No, I got a girlfriend," and the girl just walks away. You're confusing. Yeah.
It is true in general. Men are a lot more disrespectful when it comes to that whole boyfriend thing.
Yeah,
but I feel that is kind of at the same time too because we play.
Yo, I've experienced that.
You don't want to just say it. Just be like, yo, like I'm not feeling you. And have a good. It was like good try.
You know how
again? I feel
really bad.
I feel that is a culture.
Oh hey.
I feel. Oh my bad.
That was wrong. But I was just gonna say, yeah, I just feel like when it comes to like club scenes and stuff like that, men are just a lot more persistent because that's basically like in society, like that's basically our role is to approach women. Quote unquote, our role is to approach women. So are you customer getting shoot down? And I guess like at this point, like I know girls are just say they got a man just to say they got a man, but that's why I'm telling you, if you don't give a person a time of day, believe me, they're not going to. A fella not going to stay there. How you would stay there if a girl was just like watching you dead in your eye, not fucking with you?
I would never approach her in the first place. But it's different.
Oh, sorry. Again, we forget you got a sauce. My bad.
I mind my own business and chill with my people who I come with. But I have seen it on both cases. So it's like, but again, I've seen it where the women have been more persistent with the men, and the men get in trouble with the woman.
Right.
For not, I guess, for lack of a better term, having a cutoff point. I have gotten in trouble with that at the same time. So my question, I guess, both Calista as a woman and as to the fellas, do y'all find is there a cutoff point in general, or is that another per person type something?
It depends. First of all, what was you doing that your significant other saw that was disrespectful? If you're talking and the girl is just like drunk and being all type of stuff, like I don't like what because now you have to give us a little bit more detail because like. Were they touching one another in a sexual way? Was it like, the context? Yeah, because like you have to give me more to know. Okay, what is the cutoff point?
For me personally, it would be like, yo, I don't care if you talking or whatever to some chick, especially if she drunk. I understand that, and she not taking a hint. But I feel like a line should definitely be drawn around touching. That's me personally, because I've been somewhere and see a girl grab onto somebody who I was messing with, like feeling them up and all kind of shit in front of me in a club, and I checking like, yo, and this was a girl that a person used to mess with,
but
everything.
But
even if that person didn't used to mess with this chick, it's still like, to me, it's extremely disrespectful for you to like, not just that you're doing it, but also doing it in front of me is like you leaving a chick grab on you knowing that like that shit is disrespectful to me. Like I don't know. I just feel like that definitely should be a cutoff point. Like it shouldn't be nothing physical.
Yeah. Like because if someone just comes, yeah. Sorry.
Sorry.
This is again comes up to not my question in general, but like some of the scenario what I was saying before was like the partner could be like brushing off home real the whole night. The one time you look and see is maybe you see what you see. You didn't see all the other 15 times that you brush her off.
You can't do nothing about that at that point.
Yeah, I mean, tough luck. Like and if it comes to the point that your girlfriend gets jealous because someone was maybe like inappropriately grabbing you or touching you, like you have to keep in mind, like in a club setting, that happens a lot. You know how many times girls get touched by guys? Like then it's more of a conversation with you and your girlfriend.
This is true.
Is there a certain
times a girl grabbed my ass in a club?
Is there a setting y'all can think of where jealousy might occur that's not a club? Because I know like most of what we talk about tonight is club related type of scenarios and stuff.
Yeah. That's where the most jealousy things I've seen. It's in clubs. Because that's where you're the most vulnerable. That's where alcohol is involved. There's a lot of people you don't know is involved. Like it makes sense.
I have a question. How do y'all feel about friends of the opposite sex, and then how would y'all feel about y'all significant other sleeping over by a friend of the opposite sex?
I have to. Okay, I'm gonna go first with this one. I have to be cool with it, regardless of what my emotions are. Initially, at the time, I have to be cool with it. Why I say I have to be cool with it? Because nobody going to tell me I can't sleep by Farah or Jody. I don't care who the fuck she is. What's her name is? Sharon Abega. I don't give a fuck about it. So I have to be cool with it. Whatever happens there, that's where whole trust and all that thing. I might voice my opinion and be like, why I'm not cool, I don't trust this man, but I would never be like, yo, you can't go over there, or you can't go do this, or you can't do that. I would never do it.
I have a question.
Nobody gonna tell me that.
What do y'all feel about somebody that is like your enemy though? Like let's say somebody you was cool with, had a falling out with or something. But either way, like your significant other knows this person like less than you, like type of they met them, they know them through you type of situation. Do you feel like, I know this is a different slightly tangent, but it's more like I guess a loyalty type of a thing.
Yeah,
like do y'all see it any way like in that type of thing, like it's disrespectful or violation if the person you with doesn't beef with who you beefing with?
For me, it depends on a lot of factors. One, like how long I know each person, and then also like the gender of the person. So if you have like if it's like a fellow that you got beef with, is a little different to me than if you don't like one of my female friends. For some reason, it feel a little different to me.
I feel the beef kind of got to change because, like, for example,
that's what the beef is.
No, but there's different like if the beef turns out like if the problem then let's use a different word if me and the problem with the other fella come to the point where we join hands and like he potentially tried to like hurt my life or take my life, then I personally find you have no business being over there.
Yeah, it depends on what the beef is.
I can agree with that.
No.
No. I wouldn't.
If I wouldn't, especially because of the type of person I am non-confrontational. I just look to always solve shit first. So if you reach to a point where me and this man throw hands, and you still gonna say, yeah, you gonna go chill over there and take that, all right, cool, stay over there. Like, it's cool. You can, like, I have no problem with that, but just don't come back on this side.
See, and here's where weird.
I feel you on that one. Yeah. I feel like it depends what it is too. If it's like something like petty, like it's just like, oh yeah, like you don't like how that person don't move like that, and I feel like I almost feel like I would be more inclined to cut off a male friend than a female friend in that regard, because I feel like with a male friend it might be something deeper. It's more likely for it to be something deeper, like
what if the female friend is a lesbian and known to take man woman?
But then he got to know that but then that's a matter of you thinking I go fuck her. That's different.
I just threw a monkey wrench in there just for conversational sake.
Or about your significant other having problems with your best friend.
That rough.
Or very close friend. Let's say one of the same sex. Let's make it a little bit more complicated.
That's rough. That's a rough one.
So my woman don't like my male friend.
Your best friend is a girl.
Yeah.
Your woman and your best friend got beat.
That's where jealousy can come up for real. That's a scenario where jealousy can. I feel like
it depends on what the issue is. Like,
yeah, I agree with that. Here, it depends on the context.
Yeah, but it could be anything. Just y'all hanging out too much.
To me, when it comes to these things, I feel it kind of shows like who is whose friend, like which relationship was first, type of thing. Like if you meet me with a female best friend type of thing, you don't just kind of get to expect that she going somewhere because you come into my life now. Like this female friend might have been there for me through all kind of things. I don't know. Let's say hypothetically I was homeless or something. She gave me a place to stay or shared food with me, gave me money or something to get a job, help me get a job or something. I don't know what all this hypothetical female friend do, but
king without a home. That's weird, but
no. I hear thinking if how I thinking about it is wrong, or maybe I have to think because how I see it, once you name not Ayumi or Cheryl, you can't tell me nothing about Farrah, Monkey, or Jody. Like, I don't care who you is. You can't tell me like.
What you're talking about is again thoughts that I've had in the past type of thing, and I've kind of just come to realize that you can't control nobody type of shit. So why even feel that way or think that way? Like
it comes back to that. That's the big thing. Like
that's why I say as well. I could never have that control. Like how some man would be like, oh yeah, you can't wear that, you can't go here, you can't go there. I could never try to even impose that because nobody ain't gonna fucking tell me that.
Right.
That's why I'm also like a kind of firm believer of like. Friends can.
I will say I do believe in voicing your opinions though. Like if you're uncomfortable with it, say uncomfortable. I get what you're saying about yes, I can't tell you not to, but I will tell you I don't like you chilling with that person, or I don't like you. Like
if
I'm going to say that.
After it don't make sense for you not to say it. You understand?
Yeah. Exactly. I'm going to say that, like for sure.
Yeah.
Don't leave me here being all like pro-friend and all that kind of stuff. Make it seem like I've never done it before. I have this stance is because I have done it before. I've had of my female friends because my significant other had feed away and stuff like that. And
it wasn't worth it.
Never, no way. Granted, I was lucky and fortunate enough that the relationship I had with my female friend, my female friends at the time, was strong enough, and it became stronger because of that situation we went through, but I still don't feel like it was necessary, and I would never do that again. I don't care who it is.
But I've had beef with someone before, so I thought
Like, this kind of goes back to the whole topic of the female friend and sleepover thing. Like, my thoughts on that in general is, like, I've said it a lot before. I personally don't really believe female and male friends can be like besties type of thing without feelings developing. Like, I feel it could be like males and females can definitely be friends.
I don't know
Like,
how.
not for sure. But to me, I feel there's a level of closeness that, to me, when I think on bestie, I'm thinking there's a certain level of closeness of what all y'all have shared, how often y'all speak, the type of things y'all do. Like, there's a certain level of intimacy or connection that you have with this friend. If it's a bestie, that to me, that I don't see that happening. Like, it depends. There's a couple of factors that could make it different.
I mean,
But to me,
but
like the age that you meet at, if y'all was like, I know this person since we in diapers, there was no choice kind of in that meeting. There was no choice in that friendship. Like, your mother was friends with my mother, and I know you since we in diapers type of thing. That to me is a different dynamic. There's no choice in that friendship. Like, y'all were just there together. It's just like proximity type of thing. To me, when it's more of like you choosing to hang with this person, or you meet this person by like you something about this person you saw, or like an interest you might have known about them, and is that kind of a meeting, I feel those is different, and I don't see those often being something where it's like bestie happens. It could happen that y'all is besties, but that is usually after possibly somebody might have developed feelings for somebody. It might not even necessarily be that you say it or vocalize it, but just you might see vibes or understand that, okay, well, she don't see me in that type of way, or I don't see her or him in that type of way. Like, maybe you know his type or her type or whatever, and those type of things, so you never even bring it up. But there might be feelings, you suppress it, and now you're just like, forget that, we just friends. I know it ain't never gonna be nothing, so you just embrace it for what it is, and y'all just go on and you're good friends. To me, that is more usually the case when it comes to male and female. That's like, I saw you, you saw me, or there's somebody approached somebody and like initiated a friendship.
In that situation, would you then be fine with your partner staying by that quote unquote bestie, sleeping over there, to go back to that hypothetical?
Probably not, because I don't believe it's like just a bestie. I would probably, like, I can't think of real scenarios, but if it's a woman, you've probably had some conversations about this bestie if they're that close, so you probably know who her best friend is. Mm-hmm. So I kind of have some, I don't know, I would probably say no, but I would say I'm not cool with it. If you want to do it, you do it.
Regardless of the trust you have for your partner.
Like, because that is be the thing oftentimes, like, I might not have no problem trusting the person, but I don't trust the dude. And if you're going to sleep by him, I feel that is a weird situation.
Like, yeah, for me, it just comes down to, like, if my significant aunt feels comfortable enough to go, and she says that nothing's going to happen, and she says that, like, and I know they've been friends for years, I am not going to change her normal just because I would probably feel uncomfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Like, I feel that is the right thing to do, but I might still be like, I probably would be like, listen, do what you want. I might not be the most comfortable with it, but I can't tell you what to do. That is probably like my real answer that would come out in that situation. If I know if this is a dude that, from my opinion, if I observe their relationship, that it seems like he wants this chick, or it doesn't seem to me just that it's genuinely platonic. Like, if I never observe their interactions, if I don't know homie, I'm just trusting it. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm still too controlling. Maybe I haven't gotten completely over my jealousy issues and whatnot, but yeah, I just don't buy most guys saying, okay, yeah, I'm just friends, I don't want absolutely nothing, you're not looking for your opportunity. I just don't buy it that much. Maybe this is my projecting from my philosophy on how I've had certain female friendships, so maybe this is just me putting my insecurities or my thoughts on all the other type of thing. Siren?
Yeah, I hear it.
Siren?
It's not on my side. What the hell is that?
It gone?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was hot. I went take my little fan.
And she acted.
But I wanted to know if you could hear it or not because I wasn't sure.
Oh. Okay, I turned on the fan. Can you all hear it? But I think that I was coming from. I legit take off my headphones to see if it was.
I swear, are you like no? But I swear, you see me take it. That's why I hand really.
I also, just to bring it back to the topic of jealousy, I found a few positive ways to spin jealousy.
Okay.
And I'll go through them, just a few of them, and then y'all let me know if y'all agree or disagree. One positive way to spin jealousy is to use it as a driving force to better yourself. And I put that one there initially, but then we look at the differences between jealousy and envy, and to me that kind of fall more on the envious side. So what that basically means by driving yourself to do better is like if you see something that you want or you see somebody in a position that you would like to have yourself, you can then use that as motivation to get there yourself, right?
I mean, it could be like that, but I could see how it could be from jealousy too. So if you have a fear that your partner gonna leave you because you think that another person can like do more for her or is better for her, but you don't want to lose that person, so you try to better yourself, then I could see how that would apply in that circumstance.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a good way of.
That's like when Jada and Tupac were messing around, and Will was like, "I gotta get better. I gotta make."
We just keep coming back. We just keep coming back to this.
I mean,
just can't get away from.
It's a perfect example.
Just can't get away from.
Let's just title the episode "Entanglements."
Oh yeah.
People.
The next way. What you say?
Okay, no, continue with me. No.
The next one here I have is it can be flipped to reflect on oneself and to kind of like better yourself just as a person. So you experience jealousy and then you kind of like ask yourself why you feel this way. And then you work on it from there. Of course, you need to be at a certain like mental level, have some type of mental clarity before you can actually.
You're agreeing.
I'm trying to get the other, 9 inside.
What you say, Kana?
So I have, you were saying like you have to be on a different level to end up thinking like that. I said I have one toe there. Try getting the rest 9, but
It's your big toe, your little toe.
My little toe. I can't even lie to you.
But y'all can agree with that point.
Yeah.
Come on, that's what Callis was saying.
Mm-hmm.
One other way is to teach you empathy, so that if you see it in someone else, you can kind of understand how this person would reach that point of jealousy, and I guess work together with that person to work through that situation. I mean, that's another way to spin it.
That's what Kana had tell us earlier about his experience when he observed his girl, and then he reflect and he empathized with her by saying, now he could understand how it probably looked to other people when he being friendly.
Yeah, that
indeed.
It's an interesting point. The next one I have here is it can make you realize how much you actually care about somebody else.
That's true.
I find that bullshit, but I find that just an excuse for you being crazy.
Yeah. I love you so much that sometimes I just got so I gotta stab somebody.
I don't think it's like that. I think I think more so is when you in an entanglement. Yeah, when you're in a situationship or an entanglement or whatever, and you're not quite sure how you feel about a person, but let's say like you see them interacting with somebody else because y'all in official whatever or pursuing somebody else, and then the thought of them with somebody else have you feeling fucked up, that might make you realize that this is actually something I want or something I want to pursue.
And to me, I feel like that is just a common theme of something that you hear when it comes to like dudes break up with chicks, and then a couple months later they realize the saying goes, you don't know what you had till it's gone type of thing. And I feel that is kind of what that is you realizing you didn't in the moment you didn't realize how much you cared for this person until something happened, and it's like, not saying it got to a breakup already, but something happened that caused you to realize like I might lose this person, and then you start thinking of the jealousy, and then you realize like, yo, I really like this person a lot more than I thought I did.
It isn't necessarily to be crazy. I think more so is like sometimes you don't realize until like you're forced to realize something.
But some people might use it as an excuse, though.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, what do you
yeah.
think?
Like someone else labeling it.
Can I start over?
Oh, sorry.
Crazy.
He's saying that the person could be labeled crazy. I guess let me be more specific with it. Depends on your reaction to it. But like let's say you could feel that jealousy and whatnot, but you could like phone it in or try to keep it in or whatnot. But if you react on that, nah, don't come to me with that bullshit. That's just an excuse you trying to fucking use now for being crazy.
I agree and disagree, because to me, like you saying, Kana, it is one of those things where you self-realize how some things that you're doing could be viewed the other way. To me, it is one of those things where I understand how somebody feels is not how somebody else feels is not necessarily your responsibility. You can't control them, but there are certain things you can definitely do to influence how somebody feels. Right. If your woman is feeling undervalued or underappreciated and stuff like that, there's things you can do there's things you possibly not doing to help her and reassure her, maybe to make her feel appreciated and valued and stuff like that. It's not a guarantee that because you tell her I love you every day or something like that, she's gonna feel appreciated and valued, but things like that probably would help. Like, it's not to say that her value is completely dependent on you, her feeling appreciated is completely dependent on you, but you play a role type of thing.
Yeah, that's true. I can't really say much with that.
And I feel like jealousy is the same thing. If she's feeling jealousy, it could be that maybe something you're doing or not doing plays into that.
Yeah, but like my whole thing is, if you say for instance, one example is Calissa I bring up. If y'all not in a relationship but y'all seeing each other or whatnot, and like you as a fella have to see the girl talking to somebody else, or you as a girl see the guy talking to somebody else, and they look like they're into each other or whatnot, flying off the handles, that's bad shit crazy. There's no...
What is flying off the handle? Because I say feeling jealousy. Nobody said flying off the handle. If I feel jealous doesn't necessarily mean I'm flying off the handle.
Okay, but Kana did say, for example,
Lord,
like
stop
it. Yeah, Kana was going into the extreme example of people using that as an excuse. He didn't say, didn't use it as a blanket term for everybody using an excuse. It was for that specific reasons. He said some people use that as an excuse, and it's a valid reason.
If you think, if like you see me, if you in a situation like that, and the person who you checking with getting upset because you talking to somebody else, and like making a scene, making a big drama about it, to me that's flying off the handle.
And this person might have abandonment issues, but in some situations it could also be there might be like my thing is basically seek accountability. I understand it could be this person's issues, but like I said, you can't control nobody else. The one thing you can control in life is yourself. So if you want to avoid this situation, the only thing you can do is try to see how you may have played into it. I'm not saying or pointing and saying you did play into it, but looking at yourself to try to see at least maybe I was a little too friendly. Maybe I should have moved her hand off or something like that. I understand. Yes, I wasn't flirting with her. Yes, I didn't come on to her. But did I possibly look like I entertaining her and leading her on?
How much do we conform to what we consider stupidity then?
What?
How much do we conform to what we find as what we as individuals find as craziness? Because if I don't know you going through all that kind of stuff, if you never tell me this, how do you expect me to know you have that kind of issues? Because to me, I having a conversation with somebody else and you just come in and fucking flying off, I'm going to see you as crazy.
I agree, and you're right, because obviously y'all, I assume, didn't have those conversations about boundaries and how each other feels about maybe y'all not in that state yet in the relationship that y'all got to that conversation and this is her reaction. I don't fault you for seeing her as crazy in that scenario, because maybe she does have severe abandonment issues or something that results her to act and react in that way. Like, it's not justifying her issues, but
I'm not saying that's not a valid reason for her to think, but the thing is, if I don't know this, I still going to see you as crazy until you have that conversation with me. Then
but
I see you fly off the hand. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. She not. She just,
I agree with you.
okay, but like I feel like you kind of went to the extreme because the statement was that jealousy can be a tool to help you figure out how you feel about somebody, but like we never say you had to like act like that or nothing. My whole thing was that because you say it was BS and that's people being crazy, but all I was saying is you don't necessarily have to act on it. I'm just saying that maybe if you checking somebody or y'all in a situation and the thought of that person getting into something with somebody else upsets you, then the jealousy is what ultimately gonna make you realize that maybe you feel something deeper for that person than you thought you initially did.
That's true, because you're talking about something I'm not talking about. But
that was the issue, though.
Yeah, like
that was what we was actually talking about. You took it somewhere else with the extreme.
About something different.
Like she said, I know it's me that went another place with it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just saying those who act on it, there's a level to it, because if you go and fly off,
100%.
What I consider flying off the handle, in that situation, I go crazy.
But it also depends on the person, because that person could end up with somebody who is also fly off the handle in public, and it would be fine. But like me personally, that situation would make me extremely uncomfortable, and you'll be cut right the fuck off, because I don't like dealing with stuff in front of people. Like, that's not me.
Rashid, random time check.
That is a thing, yeah.
I don't have the time check. I forgot to start it when we start.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I don't got the time.
So you tell me I did the whole counting thing for nothing? Next time I won't count.
That's my bad. That's my bad.
It's between 45 and 3 o'clock.
Be right back. I gotta go pee. I don't know how long we're doing this for. How much longer?
I think we should just
be right back.
After when you come back, we can close it.
In the meet, anybody else have more things to say about that?
I mean, just close. I'm gonna talk about a date I went on a long time ago. There was this one girl I dated, and like it was the first date, mind you, and she just started to go off like, yeah, and I don't believe that guys can have female friends. So all your female friends, if you go into a relationship, you gotta cut that off. Mind you, first date, huh? Yo, I looked at her. I was just nodding my head. Yeah.
At least she made sure you don't waste any more time.
As soon as I dropped in the metro, I was like, delete. I just deleted the phone number, and that was it, boy.
She did think. She did say it one time. So I mean, you got.
I feel like because of previous experiences, she probably do that.
Yeah, for sure.
You appreciate that one.
But I have levels to, like, I can deal with certain levels of crazy. That was too far for me.
Unfortunately, I realized I can as well, and tolerating shit that's like not normal.
Well, yeah. Tell us about a shit you just be tolerating. Please do.
But I going to wait. I wanted to.
I miss anything?
No.
Kana's about to tell us about his crazy experiences.
And then again, this is what make me call people crazy, because I said no such thing. No, I wanted to read out one of the comments on Facebook, but it's kind of a lot, so I'm trying to get the gist.
This is from follow
like every 10th word. Should have worked.
What?
I'm joking.
Something.
Kalisa, that's how you make your Samavati?
One aspect, Stephanie is who made this comment. I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but she was more talking about, well, one of her things she was talking about is like the friendship aspect, which is something we didn't really get into either. So she was more saying that if you have a friend that's jealous of you, it doesn't make sense to have them around.
But that's envy.
That's
Yeah.
that's envy, isn't it?
But
Yeah.
it could be both, can't it?
How?
You could be jealous that your friend gonna be taken from another friend. That's a form of jealousy, I guess.
That's the only situation, but I
You
mean,
know, if there's like, for instance, if how's it saying? I see this a few times, like where sports are concerned. One friend really into one sport, the other friend just happens to be good at all sports. One friend, let's say friend A, really like fucking with basketball the whole time, really putting in the extra effort. Friend B got that natural talent. Friend A, both friend A and friend B on the team. Friend B does never go to practice.
But again, that's envy, though.
envy.
But no, but that's what envy is if you have something else what the other person have. Both of them
What is,
Talent.
what is the fear of loss? Jealousy kind of implies the fear of losing something.
The fear of loss is that that player B going to get more playing time than player A.
But then that's envy
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah,
something they
losing
have
something.
that you want.
Yeah, but it's something that you could if both of them getting the same amount of play, if both of them playing the same, both of them okay, maybe I left that out in context. Both of them have the same amount of playing time. Both of them get played up the same amount of time.
They playing the same position. They know because then you have to be very specific. You have to be the other or no.
I forget how to go through all that. But yeah,
Sean, you have to be very specific.
This
then.
is a very complicated and
Then it would be that the other
they're playing basketball, both of them was centers.
Sean, the only way that could make sense if the other player was playing first and the friend came like a year afterwards, and the other player had this certain amount of play time that he was accustomed to, and his friend come with his natural talent and he doesn't put that much work into it, but the coach is seeing that.
Story, but I can't.
The coach, sorry, but yeah.
That's what I was more going with it.
in my opinion, that is still envy.
But even if it's envy, does it apply? Should you not be friends with that person anymore? Should you just cut it off between them? Even if it's envy.
I think if you're in a friendship with somebody and your feelings, you can't be happy for your friend when your friend succeed in something, then y'all ain't friends. Why y'all being friends for?
That's true.
I agree and disagree. Because I think I'm like one of my closest friends, and there certainly was some envy in that relationship, because I'm thinking volleyball specifically, like homie was better than me. Homie was better than me. Like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't to say that I wanted him to be worse than me or nothing. It's like there was some part of me that was like, yo, to me it was a healthy rivalry. It was competition in a way. Like, and there was acknowledgement on my part that this dude was better than me at particular aspects of the sport and stuff. There were certain areas where I could have competed him, or I maybe edge him out in particular areas. But
I think it's,
like, when good stuff happened for him in volleyball, I'm mad happy for homie, because like that's my friend at the end of the day. But when it comes to we on the court, there is like
Some envy.
I don't even know if it's envy. Like there's competition for sure.
It's
But
competition.
yeah,
But that's not
and
the thing.
it's somebody that I kind of looked at to like strive towards.
But that's the thing. Let me ask this question then: is being envious and considering somebody your rival the same thing?
no.
So then, what King's saying is completely different. He saw as homie as more or less his rival.
Because
Somebody
you know,
against.
You can envy the talent. You can envy the talent because it's like, yo, I wish I could do that. Like, I see this man doing these type of things, and I wish I could do that. I wish I was that good.
but is that train of thought negatively impacting the way you think about your friend? Outside
Exactly.
of your
That's my
friendship?
point.
Because like if you just
Does it have to be a negative impact for it to count as envy?
No. But why I was saying that if your envy is to the point where you cannot be happy for your friend, then y'all be friends.
Then I agree with that statement. But
Right.
because you could have some jealousy. Like I used to play basketball and I was not the best player on the team, but like like there was this one like it was kind of unfair because my team had the best player in the whole fucking league. So it was like cool. So now like you can there could be I don't think competition being just having some type of competition with your friend is the same thing as envious. Because like envious, there's some darkness to that, in my opinion. When it gets to that point that it's because envious, it's passing the point of friendly competition. It's impacting you to the point that you probably can't even sleep at night. You wake up being like, fuck, this man, he always dribbling
again,
at me, like stuff like that.
To me, I feel that is going into the reaction versus the emotion. The emotion of envy, to me, it's just the feeling I want what he has. What you do after having that feeling is what you talking about. I feel like that is not just the feeling of I want what he has. Then maybe that jumping ability, spiking ability, or whatever in a volleyball context. But to me, the reaction, that's why it's like, how can you challenge envy or jealousy into a positive thing? To me, that's where I do agree here. You can have that feeling, and then he said, I'm going to go in the gym and I'm going to play even harder. I'm going to train more than this dude to yourself, improve yourself because you want what he has.
Yeah.
The core is the same thing. The core is envy or jealousy.
Yeah.
Like in this case, envy. But I mean,
because
it's a positive result.
I was going to ask you, is there a difference between I want what he has or I want something like that?
Yes, there's a difference.
Kind of.
So would that not be the positive and negative of the envy and jealous envy? Because I want what he has. That is what Wood's talking about. That's the more evil, the malice, and you have the malicious part of you, because you want what that person has. You don't want to where you want that.
Yeah,
but just say I want something like that, or I want something similar to that. That's like, okay, cool, I want to work for it and get it on my own.
I feel less semantics.
Let me use this analogy. It kind of makes sense. Let me use this analogy.
I get the point you're making, but I feel it's semantics.
And he's like, I don't want a girlfriend like that. I want his girlfriend.
In that.
From that though, I did get this whole scenario.
But to me, it's like you can say the same thing. Like I see a partner and like, yo, I want what he have, and you can interpret that to mean I want his girlfriend or I want a girl like that. To me, that's why it says like semantics type of thing. It's colloquial versus
the action counts as well. You have to. You're talking about action.
But I feel like what a girl was posting about, getting back to that, I think she was posting about like when you have a friend and you jealous of your friend having other friends. Because even in my friend group, like the people who closer with one another, I noticed that they do have like, they're very territorial over the best friend, you know? Like they just get jealous when they see the best friend hanging out with bunch of other people, because they're checking like, that's my best friend.
That's weird.
I know.
This is some girls shit.
Yeah, that what I was gonna say. I feel like, and there's also a girl who posted, I feel like it's common with girls, like they just get jealous.
But with saying that in the same breath, I don't know if that's because
I feel guys just don't acknowledge their emotions. I feel there's mad dudes that feel the same shit. They just wouldn't say nothing. Like no guy wants to come up looking like the bitch, and excuse my language, but that's if you tell one of your male friends like, yo, you don't spend enough time with me, like you busy chilling with, like you, all of your male friends could call you a bitch, and they rightfully should.
I'm not saying they rightfully should.
I never really heard that. I never really heard that one though. Like
that's what I mean. You're not going to like.
No. I don't mean with fellas. I mean with girls.
I heard it before, cause it was just disguised a different way. Wow, you don't check me no more. Wow, you don't no.
Thank you, Kana.
But that is still different.
No, it's different. It's not that. It's not.
And you have to do it sarcastically. You have to do it like you don't care. So you man don't come around here. Nah, man, it's cool.
You act like you never. I feel like I've heard Kana say that shit. I don't know.
You man turn to Hollywood. You don't come around here. No, some shit like that.
No, but what Kalesa said was you saying is different.
But
wait, hold on.
What you man was saying there about about I feel like you don't spend enough time with me. Like personally, I've never heard a girl say that. Me personally. And when the jealousy is concerned, is more like is they don't like when their best friend getting close with somebody else.
Yeah.
That's when it would be like, oh, so what's going on here?
The example that King said is more like, yo, you see, like the group went out somewhere, like maybe 1 or 2 times, maybe they went to the bowling ring, and he was like, yo, y'all ain't calling me to see if I want to come with y'all, like what going on? Like,
I ain't gonna let that shit that piss me off.
Yeah,
that never get to me. Like I don't appreciate. I'll be like, oh, so are you just gonna go out and not invite me? Like
that's a different type of, that's a different.
But
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I just more so feel a way if like we's a group, we'd always kick it as a group, and then it's like, but that's more so like something happened between us or something that all of a sudden are you.
FOMO, fear of missing out. Yeah. Fear.
But I think
jealousy.
Yeah, but I true. It's more. I've never had an experience where my friend went out with someone else, and then me feeling like, yo, why you went out with that somebody? You understand?
So you never experienced FOMO Woods?
What I'm talking
I'm
about?
an introvert. My whole life is not fearing missing out. I'm home.
I feel you.
Okay, what I'm most talking about specifically is like I have a group of like 4 female friends, and we've been friends for like since like elementary school, right? And so if we was all in the same place around the same time and the 4 of them went and do something without inviting me, I would think something happened. Like it would seem like shady if all 4 of them went out and didn't, like, you know, because we don't always go out as a group, or like 2 people just go out, or like 3 people just go out, and there is always like sit in a group chat. You feel me? So then is the only time I would be like, hey, yo, everything cool, but not really. I don't know if it would really be like jealousy. It would more so me be like wondering like if something going on. Because I don't really like leaving my house anyways, but
when you get to the root of why you're having that thought, it does kind of come back to jealousy, because is something going on? Do you fear your friends moving on without you, or like do flexing without you? Like you fear losing the camaraderie of this group of friends type of thing.
It's not, I don't think if something like that were to happen, like I don't think it would be
you fear the exclusion of the group.
Not even fearing the exclusion, it's just like I would automatically assume that something was up, and then I would want to address that, like, do we have an issue type thing. Only because of how my friend group, but actually like the friend group I'm talking about, like honestly, like we just kind of just like it'll be like sometimes 2 or 3 people will branch off and go do something, and then sometimes they send it in the chat and somebody don't read it. It's kind of like whenever, but it would be like weird if, like, let's say
if it's repeated, like if you see it 3, 4, 5 times, it's like, okay, so y'all just done fucking with me type of thing. Yeah,
so then I think I could understand the bit of jealousy more so in that type of situation. But I've personally never experienced like having like a best friend and then being jealous of that person hanging out with other people. But I know within my friend group, they just have that.
But what would you say the same like for a significant others type of thing? Because that is something that you often hear. I think at the time we had discussed this whole list that this PhD doctor lady had make about all the things that a man loses once he gets into a relationship, like his pride, his friends, his a whole bunch of shit. And I feel like that is something I could see that jealousy happening, whereas like you and your wingman, and now your wingman get a woman, so now like you can't hit the same flexes y'all used to hit when you're going out and thing because he's staying at home with his woman or something. So you might be jealous, or like same thing for women in that scenario, you know. Like
for the wingman specific example you give there, that doesn't mean you soft by yourself.
Sean, we tested it already. Not everybody got the sauce.
I feel like if that, well, no, I feel it's important to bring it up because that is one of the reasons why male friends does like drift apart, or they feel like they don't think as close as they used to be or whatnot. But I would like to say, it depends on the person, but I've seen a lot of people who you think wouldn't switch up like that, switch up and like don't chill with the fellas no more, don't think no more. It's completely all about like keen.
Yeah.
And to a certain extent, you can't blame me. So it's like, if that's what your boy choose to do, it just goes the same back to what we were talking about originally. You can't control other people. You can't control what other people do. You have to be able to react regardless of whatever. You have to be able to be cool by yourself, Jeff.
Yeah.
But I feel is a difference with. To me, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging it, though. Again, the main thing for me is how do you read? What do you do after? Once you is like, okay, I feel a little bit, I feel this emotion, I feel away. That is perfectly fine in my book. Is like, so now are you gonna start moving passive aggressive to homie? And like, if he message you and you want to flex or something, it's like, oh no, you got time. Like, is you gonna hit him with those type of ones, or like,
I would
you with the you remember me now?
Yeah, like.
I would definitely be that friend. But that was only because if I message you 6 times and you tell me no because you chat with my girl, I chat with my girl. Cool, no problem. I ain't gonna bash you over it. I just ain't gonna invite you no more. But if you all of a sudden come and hit me up and like, yo, you want flex? I be like, oh, she leave you out the house. What happened? I have a friend. But
I don't think you would you wouldn't feel some type of way. But this man finally get loose. You wouldn't then be like, yo, this man won't chill with me no more.
I wouldn't get emotional about it. I'd be like, I'd trip on him. I'd make the jokes and stuff like that. But it wouldn't reach to a point where like, if he ever needed me or if he come to me talking about something serious, I would disregard him because he only fucking with you. Because I feel he only fucking with the woman. It's not that serious.
Yeah, but I definitely think it's important to acknowledge this feeling, like King say, and acknowledge it, and then react responsibly towards it. Like reflect on yourself, why you feel a certain way. Wait. How do you act upon it?
So since Rashid said that, right, and since we just established the fact that mostly women, or we feel at least from our experience, women just come with that whole thing when it comes to friendship. If you as a fellow feeling that, how would you address that?
Don't.
Just let it die slowly.
You don't want to take that L,
Gary, we're trying to curb our toxic way.
What? Why? What?
You asked me why. Wow.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I would just be like, yo, okay, Woods, you wilding out right now, though. Go watch some movies.
No. Why I ask this is because, especially on this podcast, we just try to be like progressive thinking.
That's just joking about it. We can get to the real love.
We joking, but this is serious because why up on your case about it. I would do the same shit. So it's like, what? This is a serious conversation. What is an acceptable way to tell another partner, yo? What? Yo, to be real with it, what is acceptable way to tell your friend of yours that you miss him?
Sometimes
I just say like, hey, yo, Biggs, we ain't chill for a while. Like, yo, let's do something.
Is that?
Like, that's the hidden code of men saying, yo, nigga, I miss you.
Yeah. Like you know, good, we kick it. Yeah. You know, what going on?
It's like,
like the wife still got you on your pussy whip. What going on? You still got your ball and chain.
You just don't use those feminine words.
Exactly.
Like we say the same thing. We just have our own unique dialogue and we understand each other. Like
we do it more aggressive. We don't do it emotionally. It's like a whole bunch of feelings. Oh yeah, I miss you. I miss how you was. I miss you. I miss how we used to laugh. Like, yo, I miss tripping on your skull when you're coming for a bill.
Means the same thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we understand it.
But why not though? My question is why not?
Yo,
Because being programmed that way.
these conversations with my friends, no, like I never been like, hey yo, I miss you. When we go hang out, like I don't ever remember this.
I've heard this a lot.
This
You know, the thing is, you don't even have to necessarily say, like, when you acknowledge these feelings, you don't necessarily have to say, okay, yo, I miss you. Like, okay, no, you don't have to say that. But what you can do is say, yo, you could tell yourself, yo, I miss this person. Let me see when I can meet up with this person and go link up and catch up and all that. That's one way to deal with it. If you acknowledge it for yourself, that's one way of handling it for yourself.
that I feel kind of bad now because I sit in here like I chicken like I really endo cat because like I don't hit up nobody like yo, let me kick it. I ain't see you in a while.
Okay, Calista, that's when me and you can shake hands. I am usually not the approachee, but the one that gets approached.
Right? And then I'm gonna be like, yo,
usually
for
the
real,
one
like
yo.
That's big. That's why.
Woods could never say he feel lonely or whatnot because I'd slap him. He could never say he alone. He feel alone. Impossible.
But the thing is, a lot of times in those situations, it might come from both sides, right? But somebody got to take that step. Because let me say, if I feeling that way and kind of feeling that way, but none of us want to come forward and say, yo, let me meet up, then we ain't gonna meet.
Honestly, Kana probably ain't gonna be the first one to do it.
You just gotta hope. Listen, I just hope all the time that most of my homies know we still cool. I ain't got no beef with you. Like, I just don't reach out to a lot of people. Like, that's for me. That's all it is. Like, ain't no beef. You don't live close to me no more, so I can't really see you that easy. So, we still good though.
I have that.
Yeah.
The biggest problem I have that with is with my family in general.
Right.
Because I think my family, the most of them are extroverts. And
Right.
I am like the random introvert within the family. And they, like, I wouldn't say, though, I don't want to generalize, but a lot of them feel like me not contacting them means that I don't love them. And that's where I have a lot of problems a lot of time. But like,
But how close are these family members then?
oh, they like cousins. They're like my close cousins and stuff like that. Like it's not like far family. But it's just that I'm more the type of guy when you tell me, yo, I have this problem, I'll be like, okay, cool, I go help you with this. I go help you with that. Okay, cool. I go, oh, you need some help with groceries? I go lift up some type of stuff. Cool. Like I'm more of a situational type of guy. I'm not like I see you just like congratulations on buying a new car. I ain't that type of guy. Like I don't like those type of conversations, you know. Like
you don't gotta contact for everything, you know. I just feel personally sometimes you gotta take that step and like, because if you can meet with somebody and it's like you ain't see this person in a while, you miss seeing them or something like that. Like, I think it's important to be able to make the effort, because in my experience before, like I've made that effort before, and then afterwards this person come and tell me, yo, I really appreciate you like coming out to see me or to message me or whatever.
You see, I on the fence with that one, because on one hand, I feel exactly how Rashida feel, but on the other hand, maybe this is my asshole side. But fuck that, they message me either.
Yeah,
again,
I understand.
I've been checking at the same thing.
I legit just try to balance it too. Like if I would try to reach out to you one or two times, and if I feel like it's cold or if I feel that like it's not reciprocated, I ain't gonna necessarily be like, "Boy, fuck you." I just ain't gonna message you first.
I feel it. But okay, fellas, we gotta start wrapping this up.
Going on long, you know.
I love this conversation, but man's got eat.
I understand.
I feel you on that one.
All right, so make sure to go listen to the Mistuh King LP on whatever streaming service you feel like using, or go buy the Mistuh King LP. That definitely helps to support a little bit more than the little pennies and stuff that come from stream. So if you feel like supporting, if you Apple Music, Amazon, or I believe Google Play, I think that's the other one. But
but yeah.
Wherever music does be sold, it's in one of those things, so you can buy it. So make sure to go buy it. Yeah, and that helps me support me a little bit more than the stream. So if you feel like, go ahead.
All I gotta say is, my song is finally coming out. The 24th of July.
What's the name?
It's called
What's the name of this song?
Squirtle.
Who produced? Who produced this song?
I produced. I mixed.
Who wrote this song?
I wrote.
Who engineered it?
I did everything. It's my little baby.
Okay. Who did the artwork? Is there artwork?
I did the artwork too.
Multi-talented. You're everywhere, man. Woods.
Any DJ.
I mean, I didn't do media and then audio design for nothing as a study.
I feel it.
So yeah, that's coming out soon. I'm very happy with it. Like, it's my first song, so I would love criticism. Please listen to it, criticize it to hell and back.
Okay, got you.
Love it. If you hate it, let me know.
Okay.
Yeah. And I might be a little confrontational because it's my baby, and I don't like people talking bad about my baby.
Yeah, but
You're an artist and you're sensitive about this shit.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I still want the criticisms, please.
Yeah, but no. You see.
You can't have both.
People need to stop the bullshit.
No,
You ask me one
I
thing,
want good criticism. That's what I'm getting at. I don't want like it. Yes, I want give me some construct. Yeah, don't give me I hate it because I can do nothing
if you
with
say
it.
criticism, then you can't. If you get what you ask for, you can't be upset.
It was trash, Woods. It was trash.
Yeah,
that's my criticism.
That's just being negative. Yeah, that's just being. I don't want people being negative. I don't want the internet to hate me. I just want the internet to give me feedback.
So where will it be released?
Everything.
What date you said?
The 24th of July.
No kidding.
Nice.
So in 12 days, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
All right. Any other plugs?
Yeah, hold on.
Sean. Hey.
Like I was saying. Okay. Like I was saying, like I thing last week, I would have something to plug this week. It's not officially finished. We're still doing our mark designs and whatnot. But anyway, me and the fellow Caribbean person, Jody, who I was talking about earlier in the episode, we make this company called Masquerade. So what we're doing, we selling cloth masks that that everybody have to put on to go metro and all that kind of stuff. We're selling cloth masks and we having our own personal designs on them. For the first few batches, what we're doing, we're giving you your country's flag and the country outline. So for example, if you use St. Martin, this is how one would look.
Man, got products ready to show y'all.
And then this is also how the white one would look.
Can you explain why that one is not in the center?
Because we given options. You can have the option to have it fully in the center big, or you can have the option to have it on either side. We also doing our countries, Curacao, Aruba, Suriname. I mean, I don't want to do a Dutch one, but I could do a Dutch one for you. I might charge you more.
Don't want to do that.
This is the link up Caribbean, pro Caribbean right here.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we started off with for now. We also possible to put like letter stands and all that kind of stuff. We're going to roll out the IG hopefully today. But you can also just follow us already, masquerade.nl on IG. Yes, I know, masquerade.nl. Yes. So when you want to order, you could just DM us, and then we're going to respond, and then we just go from there. Yeah, y'all check out Masquerade on IG. You can always hit me up from personalized masks. Yeah, that's my plug. All right,
I think that covers it. Unless somebody got more.
All my friends making businesses and things. I mean, I'm happy.
You know what? Fuck that. I apologize, Woods. I appreciate the support.
Alrighty then, I think with all of that being said, peoples, I think that covers it for a link up episode. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like it. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page, to like us on Facebook and Instagram, so you could stay up to date with everything else. Also, for those who may have noticed, we're starting to put out shorter clips on the YouTube page. So if you go there, you'll start to see like little clips basically of discussions, because we normally post about a 1 minute clip on the Instagram. But to help for those people who don't feel like listening to an hour all in once, or an hour and a half, however long our podcast is, whenever we feel like doing it like that, you can just watch some 10-minute clips, maybe it'll make you understand or I don't know, make it a little more digestible for you, so you actually end up listening to the full conversation.
Yo,
But yeah,
I want to interject before we close off. Calista looking like one of those like Colombian mothers that like back in the day
Sitting on the porch.
on a rocking chair.
They just waiting for us to wrap up so I could turn on my fan. No, you think it's just it hot like balls in here? It's hot.
Okay. Sorry for interjecting, but close it off.
I mean, with all of that being said, everything needed to be said, but we'll see y'all the next time we link up, people. Have a good one.
Peace.